So this next exercise that we're performing is, it's an exercise, but we want to think about this as a restoration exercise. This is what's going to help us stay injury-free, help us come into the gym and train week after week, harder, heavier, and allow us to get stronger without getting injury. Strength is a game of time and consistency. And one of the most important things is making sure that you can stay consistent. And if you have these little injuries or these little tweaks, they can throw off your training a lot. So we want to make sure that we are doing these restoration exercises at the end of our workouts, and they're built into your training programs. So one of those exercises will also work your grip, which obviously as a wrestler you know is one of the most important things that you can have as an attribute, is strong grip. It's going to make you a better wrestler. So we can kind of think about this as multiple, it has multiple benefits for wrestling as well as for restoration of our body. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick our weight around 80% of our body weight. We don't want to make it so hard that we can barely maintain our position, but we do have to make sure that we have a heavy enough weight that we are really stretching. So this is a loaded hang. Now there is no correct position. There is no correct hand position. So I want you to do multiple variations of this. You can do a wide grip loaded hang, a chin up loaded hang. You could put a handle and do a single arm loaded hang. But the key here when we're doing this isn't so much what you're seeing, it's what you're feeling. So you need to be very aware of what you're feeling while you're performing these exercises. So what I'm feeling in my low back and in my upper back, more in my upper back through my shoulder blades, which we've retracted through all our pull downs. Now we don't want to retract them, we want to really let them stretch. We want to stretch through our upper back, we want to stretch through our shoulders, we want to stretch through our pecs. So we want to make sure that our arms aren't bent when we're stretching, but we are straight armed, making sure that the bicep is stretched and everything is stretched. And then what we're thinking about at that in our low back is that our actual spine is slightly separating as we pull. That's called creating traction through your low back, which is going to kind of relieve the discs from some of that tension that this is on your days like you're going to deadlift, you're going to do a lot of hangs, or on your heavy squat days, you're going to do a lot of hangs. Because you're doing so much loaded contraction on your lumbar, we now want to create lumbar extension when everything has been lumbar compression. So let's just kind of walk through this. Like I said, there's no exact position. I want you to base this on how you feel. You should feel it stretch through your abdomen, through your low back, through your pecs. It's a phenomenal feeling. You want to kind of relax your whole body except for your hands. Your grip is obviously something that you're going to want to use as a tight position. If you feel like your grip is too tight that you can't relax the rest of your body, you can use wrist wraps and tie those onto a bar, which then you can completely relax. But don't do that if you don't have to, because then this is an opportunity for us to continue to train that static grip position. So let's kind of break this movement down. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of get in position where I'm just stretching. So I'm trying to find where does that feel comfortable. Now my right side is a little tighter than my left. So what I'm doing is trying to position my shoulder so I feel that it's evenly pulling through both sides on my upper back. Once I feel that and I feel like I'm in a good position, I'm not going to move through my upper back, then I release my low back and slowly allow that to pull. Now what that kind of feels like, because it might be challenging for you to understand, what do I mean by creating traction? What do I mean by separating the spine? Well, a lot of people have done where they'll hang off of something, and they'll hang to create that traction in their back. You're doing the same thing, only you're not using your body weight, you're using a cable. So the correct position, there is none. Find where you feel like you're stretching best and hold this for a full duration of your set based on what current program that you're training.